What feels like flirting but isn't flirting? Even looking at someone the same age and opposite sex as you sitting at your gate in the airport. Not sure why the sexual tension is palpable, but it is. I have a theory about this. Liminal spaces tend to be unsettling and are often points of vulnerability for people. Being inherently vulnerable with someone feels like a bonding experience. Particularly if the vulnerability is either purposefully instigated by one of the parties and the other agrees. Or if the feeling is forced by your environment. Liminal spaces are breeding grounds for this. I would bet if you thought about it or recorded it, you would have similar feels as you do in an airport in the give situation. As you do getting into a car at the same time with someone in a non-professional context that you're new to, as the driver. Or making eye contact with someone in an elevator. Or walking into your home with them. When a woman is nice to you, especially a waitress, she might be being nice because she's nice. She might be being nice because she's being paid. Either way, she almost certainly doesn't want you to hit on her. Customer service. I'm 35 and the girl at the pot shop is maybe 24. She's always like, "Hi babe. Good to see you again. I like your mask." I'm always thinking, your tricks don't work on me, which? And then give her a tip anyway. Saying I miss you. Can't wait to see you again to a close friend. I honestly say that to a few close friends and it feels so good to do so. But I understand that under certain circumstances it might sound like flirting. Getting a lap dance. It's 100% a business transaction. I've only been to a few strip clubs in my life, but in one the dancers were way over the top with the flirting and very vague about costs until you agreed to a dance. The other, they basically just came and talked to you for a bit and asked if you wanted a lap dance and had prices on wall. The second place was a way I better experience. Complimenting someone. Especially on something about their appearance, haircut, style, color, article of clothing, accessory they're wearing. True. A friend of mine had a breakup recently and I was trying to cheer her up by saying she was good looking and would find someone else soon. Felt weird, but I hope she felt better from that. I'm colorblind but my partner likes bananas. So I ask a stranger at the banana stand to help me find the ripe ones. Male or female, they are always suspicious. Disarmed. Flattered then helpful. Stepping beside me and taking me through their logic of selection. This bunch has a couple that are good today and a couple that are good tomorrow. Often picking it up and handing it to me in pre-COVID times. It's a strangely bonding moment that passes quickly. That's good. Always wanted a banana stand. But these kids kept throwing it in the water every time I rebuilt it. Then my son burned it down. I kept trying to tell him, there's always money in the banana stand, but he never listens. Eye contact. Years ago I was in the gym. I've hit the weights and now I'm going to go to the treadmills. I freaking hate them. I'll say I'm a bit easy on the eyes and in good shape. I'm walking up to the torture device. The whole wall is a giant mirror. As I'm approaching, I see the girl to the right of the one I'm about to take staring at me in the mirror and smiling. I'm oblivious and smile back. I sort of walk right at her smiling. I stand on the treadmill, turn left and say to my fiance, "Hi babe," and start my machine. Look in the mirror and see the most dejected, sad face. Only then did it hit me she was flirting. I felt bad. And X200B. My wife says I'm constantly being checked out, but I never see it. I'm blind to it, as I pretty much only have eyes for my wife. But the few times I do notice it, I'm being eye humped so obviously I feel like I need a shower. I was once in a fairly light and breezy relationship with a guy who had a fair amount of experience in the kink scene. For anyone unaware, there's often the idea of a dom voice. A special tone that some people have that just gets subby or switchy folks to fall in line. This guy had one. It was a breathy, throaty sort of growl. And damn, he could have got me to do just about anything by asking nicely in that voice. Naturally, he knew exactly what he was doing. And turned that voice, and me, on and off like a goddamn light switch. Close bracket. Unfortunately, That breathy, throaty tone was exactly how he sounded whenever he got sick or his allergies played up. So it was extremely weird whenever hay fever season kicked in and I found myself with a pretty much permanent ladder even when we were having perfectly polite conversations. Including one time at dinner with his parents. In a restaurant. For almost 2 hours. It wasn't flirting. It was phlegm. Oops. When I bite my lip and moan a bit as the lady puts my sandwich together at Subway. Just talking to the opposite gender in middle school. Can't talk to 16-year-olds cause I'm 19 and they think I'm luring them in. I'm socializing and I want to help humanity. A guy treating you with respect. A prostate exam. Asking someone of the opposite sex if they want to hang out one-on-one. I always feel like I have to specify it as platonic. Because when I haven't, people assume I'm asking for a date XD. This. A couple of days ago a girl invited me to go for a walk with her to clear her mind a bit, and on our way back went by the supermarket where we both work. She needed a couple of things for later. The moment we enter the store, 2 colleagues ask if we're on a date for some reason. It was actually pretty annoying having to explain it wasn't, and I don't think they believed us even after we both said it wasn't. Kinda specific example. But having someone help you get home late at night. I could never tell if it was a move or if the person just wanted me to not die out in the middle of the night. I wanted her to not die. As I was heading out, she wanted to come over. Woke up in my bed in the morning. The whole night I was like, how TF did this happen? When did she like me? Double quote. When a girl says, OMG. You're such a weirdo. No, seriously. You're so weird. Who carries around butter like that? Why are you still here? Sir. I'm just trying to make that guest's cappuccino. Please leave before I have to get my manager escort you out. Seriously. Get the FCK away from me and button your shirt back up. I was instead told fuck off please. You're so lame from a friend of 5 years. A few months ago. And then blocked lol. That was weird. Bartending. The last bar train of the night is about as far away from feeling like flirting as I can imagine. Giving someone a compliment. When I worked retail, we'd compliment each other all the time. When you get used to hearing compliments, you give them more frequently too. We were oddly interested in shoes. But everything was fair game from appearance to performance. Everyone got compliments. Also, staff was mostly men. Which made the dynamic interesting, and we were a hugging staff. The men would hug each other to express closeness. Truly an odd experience. Not bad. Just odd. When you go in for a style at the hair salon and the young girl washes your hair in the special sink. Yes. Her breasts are in your face. Yes. She smells amazing. No. She is not even remotely interested in you. When they wash my hair at the salon, I have to really focus on not moaning and letting my eyes roll back. So as not to come off like a super creep. Man or woman. Good looking or not. Doesn't matter. It just feels so good. Any form of bullying. If you ask gross adults who have a weird obsession with the love lives of prepubescent children. AWW. He's shoving you around and pulling your hair? That just means he likes you. Susie. Double quote. Context dependent. Eye contact. Touching arm. Saying things with innocuous meanings on one level. But that could be seen as romantic or sexual double entendres. All of these could be innocuous if singular. But are typically flirting when in a pattern of similar behavior. Edit. Some people make more eye contact than others. And others are more touch oriented. Because of this, it's important to have an idea of what is normal for them. If they're semi-flirty with everyone in your estimation, then that doesn't mean they're flirting with you. If they're touchy and give a lot of hugs to all of their friends, don't read into it. Same goes for eye contact. Once you have an idea of what their normal baseline of behavior is, then you can look for behaviors that stand out from that baseline. Laughing genuinely or looking someone in the eyes when talking. If anyone maintains eye contact with me while genuinely laughing, they're either in love with me or in love with the idea of my dead, dismembered body being kept in their freezer. No buts or in-betweens. Dropping the hooker off at her kid's daycare. Texting someone and they reciprocate with the same amount of energy. Being a polite, solid employee in customer service, hospitality, bartending, food serving, etc. Desperate, usually, men too often read this the wrong way. Putting your arm around a female friend. I'm a male and have some female friends too, and I will sometimes put my arm around them for a few seconds. It never lasts long because then it would be weird. For a photo or even just walking down the street with our other friends, and then one of us will eventually let go in the space of like 30 seconds. I could see why strangers might see this as flirting, but if I can put my arm around one of my male friends for a photo, then why is this different to a female friend? For a photo I understand, but unprompted I would absolutely interpret as flirting. Then again, I might just not be a very touchy person. I complimented a woman's boots once. She kept eyeing and smiling at me all night. She was actually ugly, quite drunk, and her husband was right there beside her. Maybe he got the ride of his life that evening. Maybe their marriage had been falling apart for years and you helped them rediscover the spark. You could be a hero. I am female and I've had social anxiety my whole life. I've worked really hard to overcome it. One of the practices I developed was to force myself to look into people's eyes, especially when I'm smiling and greeting or thanking them. My years in customer service helped me practice this. Anyway, a number of men seem to take this behavior as flirting, although I am just being friendly and sincere. I naturally flirt. On complete f-king accident. I'm the kind of guy that loves to see people laugh. So I try to make anyone I meet laugh and I end up flirting with the chicks. I'm sitting in the corner just like, I didn't mean it. Double quote. What time do you get off? I made this mistake of asking that question at 10 at night in the supermarket. I was hungry. Okay. I didn't even think it through of the second meaning it had until after I got out of the store. I didn't mean it like, what time do you get off? We can go on a date. I meant it to be polite and ask him about his life since he was trying to make small talk while stacking the pasta. I was not trying to pick him up and I really felt awful after for leading him on like that when I had no intention to do so. Clicking with so's new friend better than so. Just weird. As a banker, having meetings with customers around my age, we usually do an all-round analysis of our customers to see where they can save money, etc. Which includes asking questions like, do you have a boyfriend or do you live alone? We ask a lot of questions that you would ask on a first date. It doesn't happen often that I get girls around my age, but once every 2 weeks it happens. It's tough sometimes, but I have to stay professional. Taking photos together. Especially if the plan is to post it to social media. All the family is like new boyfriend and I'm like his profile picture is a pride flag Aunt Catherine. Christmas shopping as a pair. Especially when both parties are taken. Surprise birthday gifts for newish friends. Grabbing a dude's arm because he walks at 10 miles per hour and I would like him to slow down. Please. For the love of God. This is a mall, not the Olympics, John. The first time you ride in someone else's car. Big romantic tension energy on that one for me. Saying I love you as friends. Friends love each other too. And sometimes we want to express it but then it feels weird. Stroke. Someone touching your arm or leg for emphasis when speaking. Maybe others disagree, but I'd say this is usually pretty creepy if it's not mutually complicit flirting. Personal trainer at the gym showing you how to use the machines. Oh. It made me realize the troubles some men face when dealing with attractive women. Whenever that happens to me, I have an internal mantra that goes, she is doing her job. Is very pretty. And I am attracted to her. That is all this is. One-sided. She do job. My DCK stupid. Double quote. A girl laughing at your jokes. I'm funny. I know it's not flirting when people laugh at my jokes. If it was always flirting, that would be weird. When the woman cutting my hair is nice to me. I know being pleasant is just part of her job. But I must be starved for positive attention because it makes me way too happy when she tells me I look nice after a fresh haircut. Haven't seen her since March. I miss you, Veronica FCK, this pandemic. I manage a coffee shop. And it was slow. During downtime, my assistant manager asked me to crack her back. I told her I would give it a try. She is very small and light. I put my arms around her to attempt to crack her back but failed. She told me to keep trying. And she was very insistent that keep on squeezing her. She even teased me that I was being too gentle with her and to do it harder. We have never ever flirted before this. And I didn't take this as anything. After about 6 or 7 attempts, I told her I guess failed her. But she was like, it's okay. At least I got hugged. Because of our work relationship, I didn't see this as flirting. But it sure kind of felt like it, Nasaria. Any sort of restaurant staff or hospitality worker being friendly with you isn't flirting. It's their job to be nice to you and not be a cunt. It's amazing how many neckbeards and such post here on Reddit convince their regular waitress is madly in love with them. It's like no dog. They are just trying to get a good tip. And I'm talking money, not